Welcome to the show. As we all know, today is the day. We will announce 3 winners of my special holiday giveaway at the end of the show. So be sure to stick around because you definitely do not want to miss this. Today's episode is sponsored by Birch Gold. Is there a link between illegal immigration and the worldwide increase in crime and countries where illegal immigration has been a problem? Fox's Bill Melugin has been pretty much alone in covering illegal immigration.
Look at this drone video. We saw more than 500 people cross in a single 1-hour span. That includes this group you're looking at of 300 people. Again, predominantly single adults. They're coming in from all around the world, Central and South America, some from Asia, some from Africa. You'll see many of them dressed very well, waiting with their smartphones for Border Patrol to process them. And then you'll see some of them even walked out to a nearby highway, almost getting on the road before Texas DPS troopers stopped them. Then take a look at this third piece of video. 2 more groups we saw yesterday, totaling more than 200 migrants. Again, almost all of them single adults. We are no longer seeing those mass family units like we saw last summer. Just to put it in perspective, there have now been more than 400,000 illegal crossings here in the Del Rio sector just since October. That's up double from the same time last year.
And remember what a border crosser told a shocked ABC's Martha Radditz?
You have tried to do this when Donald Trump was president?
Definitely not. Definitely. We had the chance, the same violence that's going on today was there last year. We used to watch the news, and I definitely won't do this.
So did you come here because Joe Biden was elected president?
Basically. The main thing was the violence in my country. And the second thing, I think, was Joe Biden. It's like lighting up my hope. You know what I mean?
So, did you come here because of the election of Joe Biden? Duh! Now, how many illegal aliens have crossed and entered the border since Joe Biden has taken office? A year ago, here's what former acting ICE Director Tom Homan said.
Border Patrol's encountered people from 150 different countries. 150 different countries. So the whole world knows our border's open. The whole world knows that they can get to our border, they can get into the United States. And many of these countries, either support or are sponsors of terrorism. That should scare people. And look, the Border Patrol's already arrested, at the last count, 16 people on the FBI screening database. And these are people they arrested. And you and I both know if someone's going to come to this country to do us harm, a terrorist, they don't want to be arrested. So add to that the nearly 500,000, 500,000 gotaways. These are people that crossed our border, weren't arrested, and that's based on camera traffic, drone traffic, sensor traffic that Border Patrol couldn't respond to because they were so tied up with the humanitarian crisis. Look, maybe this administration, maybe the White House and Secretary Mayorkas want to play those odds, but I'm not willing to roll the dice on that. I mean, this border, you can't have national security if we don't have border security. It's a huge vulnerability.
Unbelievable. Now, in October, NBC News, not Fox, said for the 12 months ending September 30, 2022, CBP stopped migrants more than 2.8 million times, compared to 1.72 million times in fiscal 2021, the previous yearly high. The 2022 numbers were driven in part by sharp increases in the number of Venezuelans, Cubans, and Nicaraguans making the trek north, according to CBP, end of quote. Now, when the Republicans take over the House in January, they promise to hold hearings on what's happened at the border in the last nearly 2 years. But DHS Secretary Mayorkas says, don't believe your lying eyes.
The message is quite clear. Do not come. The border is closed. The border is secure.
Actually, it's not.
I don't think anybody on any side of the aisle believes this border is secure.
In 2010, something called HSI was formed within ICE from ICE's Offices of Investigations, Intelligence, and International Affairs. Please welcome retired HSI ICE Special Agent Victor Avila. Mr. Avila, thank you so much for taking the time. When you hear Mayorkas say the border is secured, what's your reaction?
He's flat out lying. I just got back from the border. I did 4 days there in Eagle Pass, Texas, and Del Rio, Texas. And just like Bill Melugin has been reporting, I saw groups of 200, 300, and 400 plus separately come in through that river. Also, I saw unaccompanied minors. I saw a 5-year-old little girl come by herself. All she had was a Ziploc bag with paperwork and identification as to where to go in the United States completely by herself. These cartels have completely taken both sides of the border there, complete control, because they know that the Biden administration is doing nothing about it. They know that these policies are allowing the cartels to move the people, move the drugs, and bring all that in. And like Tom Homan said, there's migrants, there's economic migrants, but it's the national security and public safety issue that we have to focus on here, Larry. This is we have no idea who's coming through that border. This processing that is done by Border Patrol is not adequate vetting. The Biden administration is telling them to move them out as quickly as possible because they don't want to see 17,000 Haitians underneath a bridge anymore. So they get them out. There was 5,000 in El Paso, 2,000 in Eagle Pass, and 500 in an NGO garage that I saw. And they're trying just to put them in these different facilities to get them out on airplanes and buses. And by the way, they're all over the airport. I flew with them. They get to fly without any identification, something you and I cannot do. They can board airplanes without IDs and get to their final destinations. The airlines are in on it. TSA knows exactly what's going on. No one is doing anything about it.
Victor, is it hyperbole to say the borders have never been this porous?
Not in my 20 years. I worked that border and born and raised on the border, and I never in my life had seen it this way, Larry. It is. I stood there this last time and really thought, what in the heck is going on? What is the agenda now? At first, I thought maybe it was for votes. I don't even know what it is for. Maybe it is still part of that, but I'm telling you what, they're fundamentally changing the fabric of our country. That's what's happening because the people coming over do not want to assimilate to the United States. They're not coming like my parents came here legally and want to be U.S. citizens and assimilate. They want their country here. They want the Middle East here. They want Central America here. They want Mexico here with the benefits that the U.S. is giving them. And that's just a great impact on our economic systems, on our healthcare systems, our criminal justice systems, our school systems. I've been talking about this for years, but it's already happening all over the country.
Will the lack of a red wave during the midterms lead to a more emboldened Joe Biden? More wasteful government spending? Higher taxes? How will you protect your hard-earned savings from the reinvigorated left? The answer? Gold. Gold is the world's oldest, most proven form of currency. It's there for you when inflation soars, when other assets go sideways. And that's why Birch Gold is so thrilled to introduce a new product that reimagines gold as currency, the Gold Back. This month, you'll get a free Gold Back for every $5,000 purchase when you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a precious metals IRA with Birch Gold by December 22nd. Birch Gold will help you own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account. Visit LarryForGold.com to claim your free info kit on gold. Then talk to one of their precious metal specialists. Plus, with every purchase you make before December 22nd, you're going to get a free Gold Back. This is a great stocking stuffer just in time for Christmas. Once again, visit LarryForGold.com. That's LarryForGold.com. Protect your savings with gold today. Victor, like you, I've been trying to figure out what the rationale was. At first, I thought it was they convinced themselves that Donald Trump was a racist, so everything that Donald Trump did, we're just going to reverse it because we're not racist. Then I thought it was for votes because I figured you get enough illegal aliens here, they build up a constituency, the pressure then is to make them legal, make them citizens, and then they're going to vote Democrat. And then I thought maybe it's because of COVID, a lot of people are not working now. The feeling is that we need some workers even if they come here illegally. But honestly, Victor, I cannot understand what the rationale is here.
I agree with you, and I thought for a minute there that it was out of spite. They're like, we hate Donald Trump so much that we're going to do it out of spite. Well, that spite is a dangerous one for our country because no one is holding Mexico accountable. Biden refuses to go down to the border. I tell you why he refuses, and Kamala Harris refuses to go down there, because they will not be able to defend their own policies that they have implemented. They will not be able to look the people of this country in the eye and say, this is what we are intentionally and deliberately doing. That's why they avoid it like the plague. Another thing is Biden is going to Mexico next week. And let me tell you, he's not going to have the conversation that I would have with the president of Mexico and holding Mexico accountable. Remember, that's a sovereign country over there that these illegals are coming through there. And Mexico has a huge role here to play. And we, the United States, are not holding them accountable either.
Victor, explain what a gotaway is. What does that even mean? How do you measure it?
Well, there's two different types of gotaways. There's the one that is not detected at all. It's complete. The cartel smuggle. By the way, let me tell you, the numbers are through the roof. Stash houses. They put these. They treat these human beings like a product, and they smuggle them through the river. They bring them into the country, and you will never ever know about them. They're not detected whatsoever. The other type of gotaway is the one that the Border Patrol is able to see in some kind of a camera sensor and maybe possibly count those. That's why you have some numbers, but they never able to get to them. Why? Because they don't have the personnel. They're all down there processing the illegals and putting them in camps. I have lots of contacts in the Border Patrol that have been taken away from their normal duties and are working in these pop-up tent facilities to process these individuals. So they know, they see these groups coming in and there's no one to go get them. And so they count those. So if you combine those, we're in the millions. I say 5 to 6 million people that have come in here in the last 2 years.
Now, Biden was just in Arizona. He was asked if he was going to visit the border. He said there are more important things. And shortly after he said that, a Border Patrol agent was killed pursuing illegal aliens.
That's right. And this is what's going to continue to happen. I'm so sad to have heard that story of the CBP agent killed. We had another one in Puerto Rico killed. We have a border over there as well, by the way. And it's going to continue to happen. But to me, it's an insult. It's an insult to the men and women that protect our homeland every day, our police officers, everyone in the National Guard. Let me tell you, we're losing them to suicide. We're losing Border Patrol agents to suicide. But the Biden administration and Biden himself ignoring this situation and not wanting to even address it or to go down there is a slap in the face to all of them.
If Victor Avila was in charge of the borders, you could do whatever you wanted to do, what you needed to do to secure the borders, what would you do?
I'd first of all, let Border Patrol agents, simple enough, allow them to enforce our immigration laws. Nothing has to be changed here legislatively. It's all in the books. We have passed this legislatively, these laws for a long, long time. Allow them to go back and do the scope of their duties. But most importantly, is hold the Department of Justice accountable as well, because they're the ones that are denying the prosecution in a lot of these cases. We need to work hand in hand and have the Department of Justice step up and accept these cases for prosecution. It's illegal to come into this country without any documentation, especially through the river. And these asylum cases are no longer really asylum. No one's claiming asylum. It's a free-for-all. Let them do their job, enforce the laws, and let's start there. Let's look at the actual cases that might even qualify for asylum, because most of these people do not. And we need to vet, because I tell you, Larry, the last thing I want to hear is a threat to our homeland because of someone that came through the southern border.
And finally, Victor, I wonder why there isn't a bigger outcry. And I think it's because people who don't watch Fox, watch MSNBC, CNN, have no blooming idea. I watch some of these reports that Bill Melugin does, and I cut over to CNN and MSNBC, which is what I call it, and they're not covering it at all. And I'm old enough to remember, Victor, when Jimmy Carter was president, and Castro was sending over some Cubans out of prisoners here, and they were just a few thousand. And America went nuts. I think a lot of the country is completely oblivious to what's going on the borders because much of the mainstream media is not covering it.
You're absolutely right. One of my passions is to go around the country and bring the awareness, wake people up. And a lot of people wonder, well, what can I do? Listen, waking up is being a participant in your local community. Those local officials that you've voted in at the city council, at the county commissioner, at the school boards are going to start making decisions that affect your child, your neighborhood, because of the illegal immigration that's coming to your neighborhood. You can make a difference, and I'm trying to do that because the mainstream media will not do it, Larry.
Well, Victor Avila, thank you so much for coming on. God bless.
Thank you.
And now, the wait is over. The moment we've all been waiting for. I'm going to announce my 3 winners of the Larry Elder Show Holiday Giveaway. And I want to thank the thousands of you who submitted entries into the contest. And if you don't win, don't fret. We're going to have more giveaways down the road. Here is winner number 1. Brian O'Connell. Brian O'Connell, congratulations. Now remember, I'm the one who prepared the contents of the box. So if you love what you see, credit me. If you don't, blame Biden. Here's the second winner. Liz Hall. Liz Hall. Liz, congratulations. You have now won number 2 Larry Elder's Holiday Giveaway. Remember, I prepare the contents. Here is winner number 3. Carolyn Sikowski. Carolyn Sikowski. Carolyn, congratulations. I want to congratulate all 3 winners. And remember, if you didn't win, do not fear, because we're going to have more giveaways down the road. Congratulations once again to all the winners, and everybody have a very Merry Christmas. I am Larry Elder. This has been the Larry Elder Show for Epic Times. Remember, we've got a country to save.